Because right now inside the Discord, kind of what we're doing here, we have where, a lot of guys are looking at ID kind of already in PB pullback. Called that out earlier, but don't want to chase it now if you're not in it already. This was at 6:35, so this was 4 hours ago. It is now 10:30. So we're going to take a look at what that was and properly calling out or how to review. ID is looking better, needs a 4-hour rejection, right? So this all happened at 6:30. Let's dig in here so we can find out when the best trades are coming in or how to execute the trades with the system and be more settled into it, right? Let's see here. A lot of information on there. Let's see. ID next 1 hour candle about to print. Yeah, so ID, you got some guys in here. They snuck in and grabbed a 36%. Remember, 20% to 30% is you winning, right? That's how you get it. 4 hour bending down now on ID. That was 7:14, so that's three and a half hours ago. And that's what we're going to take a look at. So these guys jumped in an ID there. Here you go, 50% on that. That's strong. That's a great move there. 57% you can see. Now there's two calls that you want to use when you do your short, right? The first is a 1 hour red moon, and then we would need a 3 hour red moon, right? So that's what we're going to look at moving forward. All these guys are here about 7:30, 6:30. They got their call out. Well, look at this call out here. All right, so let's take a look here at ID. So when we look at ID, if we go back, we can see here that the first call out was the 4 hour rejection, right? I'm going to kind of put that in perspective here. I'm going to mark that up real quick. And that's going to be right here. What he's talking about is the 4 hour moon. You see how the red moon comes in? This is a really good catch here because it does reject, starts to head down. And that is right in this zone here. Okay. Now we're going to turn this red because that's normally how I treat my 4 hour information. You see the 4 hour bending right there? That's the beginning of the first short, right? Now this isn't an A trade because the volume is too high, but it's the beginning of a B trade, right? We want A trades are like when everything's kind of moving in your favor. That's a 4 hour coming down. That would be the beginning of the B trade, right? So this would be the beginning of a B trade. So let's slide over to the 2 hour and see where we're at here. So we can see the 2 hours also bending down at the same time. Great time to enter. And we should have a 1 hour red moon at that same time. Well, the 1 hour red moon comes up a little bit later, but you can see here that the 1 hour started to break down and cross in this section. And we always make the 1 hour white. So you can see right here. So the 2 hour broke down with the 4 hour on this. You can see right here it crossed over in this zone here. And that's always going to be a yellow for the 2 hour. It's a normal process, right? Now this is the first move down. Now the reason why we focus on taking 20 to 30 20 to 28 to 30% profits every time is because you never know how big of these pullbacks are going to be. Sometimes they run. This is why you have to move your stop loss. Sometimes they hit their numbers and come back. You got to take your profits. Remember, guys, your job is to chip away. I say chip away like it's a joke. So in perspective, most traders that you talk to who trade for 10, 20 years, if they make 7 to 10% on a trade, that's a massive amount of money, right? Because you have to remember the goal here is to master. What we're trying to teach you is the 20% trade, right? 20 to 30% trade, but 20 minimum, right? That's the worst case scenario. You're like, you see, that's not a lot. I see you guys putting up 100, 200, 400, yeah. But listen to what I'm telling you. Your goal is to master the 20% trade, right? That I'm trying to teach you. And then you move your stop loss to take more, but the minimum is 20. Why VC? Why 20? Because when you build your bag up to $5,000 and you take 20%, okay, that's $1,000 a trade. Now, if you're doing 2 trades a week, you're a $100,000 guy. Okay, 4 trades, 200,000. 6 trades, you can do a little something with that, bro. So focus that we need 20% wins. That you need to post that, and we're gonna go over the next video what to post, how to post. But you can see here, as soon as the 1 hour triggers, this is the beginning of the B trade, right? So the 4 hour starts to break down. Now that means we are currently in a B trade. 4 hour starts to come down here. Now, what we're waiting for to trigger our entry is the 1 hour. We see the 1 hour moon triggers in this zone here. Now I'm going to turn this green because this is where we're going to dig in and where our entries actually come in. And when we see that 1 hour moon come in, I'm going to slide it a little bit more here. And we're going to focus in on sliding down to the 3 minute moon, right? So what do we need to enter a trade? Well, no matter what happens, you need a red moon, red trend, right? At that current time right there, we have a green moon, right? So as soon as the 1 hour came down, you had a green moon. The red moon pops up in here. Right here it pops up. So here's your green moon, right? You see the 1 hour, you'd be bending somewhere in this spot here. And you have a green moon pop in, your RSI is pushing to the top. Now, this is what we talk about a lot of times, guys. When the 3 minutes already at the top, you know, that's what you want to get. It comes down here and it hits a red moon on its way down. Now, this sometimes means you're going to get into this trade here as it's coming down because it is above the 50 line or around the 50, above the 20. So that means that your entry point would be somewhere off of this flashing red moon. All right, which means somewhere in here you would be looking to get that entry in, right? And then as it pulls up, now if you're the guy who catches this a little bit late and you see you want the 3 minute, say you're playing super safe and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna let this 3 minute come down, come up one more time, right? And when you do that, you get a green moon. You are a red trend already, so you're good there. And then when that 3 minute starts to head back down, you decide to take that trade. It's still the same entry point. It just allowed you a little more safety in that section. So on this move here, it does move up a little bit, and it moves up at 0.23. Now our stop loss is 25%. This would have just snuck by it. So now you can see why we use the 25% stop loss. And sometimes I use 30 when I first get in, just kind of like, you know, that little extra safety. But this is about a 23% stop loss on a 100x. On a 75x leverage, if you're a new person, this is only about 18%. So either way, you would have been safe. Now, if you do get stopped out there, then you would re-enter the trade on the next red moon, which hits right here. So then you would re-enter this trade here. And that particular trade there goes for 0.75, which means 75% on a 100x, and it means 50% on a 75x. Now, if you're moving your stop loss like you're supposed to, then either way, when it got to 50, you would have took 30% on the stop loss. So no matter what, this is a winning trade. It's a 30% trade. Well done. Way to win. Now, once that trade's over, you're done. The next trade that you're going to get into, right? For me, it's a little bit different because I want to get in off of a 1 hour bounce, right? Meaning this, right? So since my volume is above the 5 line, as you can see here, right? This is not an A trade, right? It's still B trade territory, and it could be B trade, you know, for a little bit of time here. I like where the 1 hour comes down, bounces up, and then when it starts its movement down or its crossover down again, that's where I want to get in. Now, how do I know about that? Well, I'm simply going to go to my RSI. I'm going to right click. I'm going to put add a alert. I want a crossing alert. I want once per bar, right? And all I'm going to do here is I don't need all this stuff here. I'm going to get rid of that stuff there, and I'm just going to delete that. And I want stochastic. You don't even need that. You just want RSI 1 hour, right? There you go. I can delete that. You can leave that. It doesn't really matter. But I want to know that when this RSI alert pops up, I know it's on ID and it's the 1 hour time frame, and I'm going to create that. So what that means is when this crosses over, it's going to let me know that it's crossed over to go up, and then when it crosses back over to go back down, that's the second trade that I'm going to be looking for, and I'm going to do a part 2 on this. Now, that's going to be another B trade, right? Meaning these trades are small bags, right? They're not your full bag, they're your small bag. The A trade that you want to make your big bag trade on, right, is when the volume is below the 5 line. But what I really like to do here to be super solid on my A trades is the next big trade that I want is going to be when we get down and get like a 2 hour red moon. That'll be a solid beginning of an A trade, but the best one, the super A trade, is when I see a 3-hour red moon. Then I know that it's completely weak, and I'm going to take advantage of that big trade right there. But those who made profits on there, congrats, way to be it. And that's how you make those trades, guys. Other than that, good luck, God bless. And remember, keep posting. Check out the videos that are coming out on how to post on what you're doing as your trade. We need guys more active inside the Discord posting properly so that we can go back and review trades and get it done correctly so guys can learn faster, and you guys can also look at this guy, house money. Jesus, congrats you. Oh my God, you guys are crushing it right here, man. Unbelievable. And yeah, so I'm going to go over a thing on how to post properly, and then we'll get everybody in order, and we're going to rock and roll on this, guys. But I'm going to come back and check out ID on those 2 points when the 1 hour crosses back, and then when the 3-hour moon comes in, I'm going to show you where we make money. All right, guys, good luck. God bless, man.